y'all doing today? I hope y'all are doing well. I'm doing well today. Today, I'm going to be speaking about the clairs. What are the clairs? The clairs, our clair senses. Whatever it is that I've researched and learned about the clairs, I'm going to share it with you guys. Now, I'm not saying like I'm like, an expert, but these are some of the things that I found out about the clairs, and I'm going to share it with you guys. So I'm going to give you the name of the clairs and give you a brief explanation of the clairs and like my own experiences as it pertains to the clairs. So the first clair is clairvoyance. It is clear seeing. The clairs are our psychic abilities, and some people even refer to them as our spiritual gifts. But I feel like it's one and the same. So, clairvoyance. What is clairvoyance? But before I say that, let me just say this, that a lot of people feel like when you're speaking about psychic ability, that it's evil, and it's not evil. Like we're on a certain level, on a higher level, let me say that. We're all psychic. We're all psychic. It's just that some of us have not tapped into our abilities. That we have to raise our vibrations or raise our frequencies so that we can tap into our clairs. But we all are psychic. Okay? And I know some of y'all are like, no, I'm not psychic. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So, like I said, the first one is clairvoyance. It is clear seeing. When you are clairvoyant, you have the ability to see visions, whether they pertain to past, present, or future events. If you're a visual learner or a daydreamer, or you prefer art, which I do, or you prefer maps over written instructions, it's a chance that you are clairvoyant. I also feel that if you're a clairvoyant, that you're able to see spirits. Okay? We got to understand that when we talking about spirits, because these spirits can't talk to us, but they have to, in order to communicate with us, they have to find other ways. And so these clairs are ways that spirit can communicate with us without actually speaking to us. Okay? So, like I said, clairvoyance. So in saying clairvoyance, I personally feel that I am clairvoyant just because of the fact that, and for some it's a little woo-woo, but it's true though. Like I literally see spirits. I do. Example. I went to a funeral, and this has been about probably 4 years ago. I went to a funeral, and the person, I was sitting, I had attended the funeral and I was sitting there and someone was speaking, I don't remember who. And the person that had passed, like literally, I saw this person appear in front of me. They looked like they did when they were younger. I knew this person, and I knew what the person looked like, before they, passed over. But when I saw them appear in front of me, it was like they looked just like when they were younger, and they were smiling. So to me, it made me feel like that they were happy, you know, that they were happy that they passed on, and they were just happy where they were at that time. But so number 2 is clairaudient. Now, clairaudient, it's like, it's the ability to communicate with spirit audibly. So it's clear hearing. So just say, for instance, if you're cleaning up and all of a sudden this song just pops in your mind, and you're like, where did that come from? Sometimes that is spirit's way of giving you a message from someone that has passed over. So it's like when you hear songs and they pop in your mind, it's like, you know, you got to really pay attention to that. Like, what is the song saying? You know, or even bigger than that, maybe you have a question, or you've been contemplating something and you are trying to make a decision about something and you don't know, you know, what you should do in a situation, and this song pops in your head. And when you analyze the song and listen to the words, it's like the song is telling you, like, oh, what you should do in a situation, you know, or if you're having some situation with someone that you're involved with, that perhaps that song, when you listen to the words, you know, it can give you some instruction almost on what you should do. It's like, it's kind of weird, but it's not, you know. But there is a significance of why you hear certain songs. Like, I feel like, and once again, that I am clairaudient, just because of the fact that songs do pop in my head, and I wonder to myself, like, where did that come from? Why am I, like, it could just be any song. Like, this is 2024. I've had songs pop in my head from like the 80s, like out of the blue, you know, out of the blue. And I wondered to myself, like, where did this song come from? This might have been like maybe 2 months ago. I remember I was on my computer doing something, and all of a sudden, this song, it was like a melody popped in my mind. And it was like, and I was like, and I knew the song, because I knew it was from the 80s. And it was like, what is that song? It drove me crazy. And it was like, I just kept humming it in my mind until then I got on my phone, and I was like, trying to just figure out, what is this song? So then the next thing I know, it was like, take my breath. And then I kind of heard that. And then, so then I got on my phone and I started trying to find songs that had take my breath in the, you know, in the title. And I forgot, the Police had, that was a group from the 80s. That wasn't it. And so then I just kept, and it might have been an hour. Like, it just kept going through my mind. And then, so then I just kept humming it. Take my breath away. And it was like, oh my goodness. And so I pulled it up, and just like, it was the song on the soundtrack from Top Gun, you know, with Tom Cruise. Yeah. And it was just like, but my thing about it is like, where did it come from? I felt like somebody, I don't know if it was somebody that crossed over, or it was just somebody that was thinking about me and they were sending that song to me. You know, I'm just saying, when you understand that everything is energy, every single thing is energy, this is possible. That means that people can think thoughts and they can send them to you. You know, if you believe in telepathy, it's energy. Your thoughts are energy. Everything is energy. So that is possible. So it was like, okay, well, somebody's thinking about me and somebody is telling me, I'm just saying, that's what I want to believe, that I take their breath away. I don't know who that is. It don't matter. But anyway, but after I figured out that song, it was just like, I just kept playing it over and over and over, you know, because I just felt like somebody was trying to tell me something or send me something. But anyway, enough about that. So The next Claire. Oh, but before I go on to the next Claire, also with the clairaudience, it is also about people being able to hear spirits. And what I mean by that, I mean not like a spirit is sitting in front of you and y'all having a conversation. No, not like that. I mean, like you hear something, it's like in your mind, through your ears. It's like, it's weird. It's kind of hard to explain. But I know for myself, like, I'll hear things and it's just like, am I just weird? Perhaps I am. I don't know. But anyway, but it's like I would hear things. And it's just like I've been in meditation, literally. And when I'm in meditation and I'm not saying anything, I'm just kind of like with my eyes closed and I'm not saying anything and I'm just going within. And I literally heard somebody, and I was here by myself, but it was like, they said something like, and it was a lady's voice. She said, "In due time, my child." Like literally though. And I know y'all probably think I'm lying, but I'm really not. This really happened to me. It's not the first time. It's not the first time. But, and a lot of times when you can hear audibly like that, you might hear a name, a message, or you might even be able to provide a message to someone. Like, to me, I just feel like when you're able to do that, to speak to spirit like that, like you can literally help somebody. And what do I mean by that? I'm saying, like, if somebody came to you and they were like, "Well, hey, my granddad passed over and I hope he's okay, And then you might say something like, "You mean your granddad, Joseph?" Like, you're so tapped in, like, you're getting names. Like, your granddad is he says he's okay. And he wants you to remember to, I don't know, to do something that only him and her knew about. I'm just saying. But anyway, let me not go too deep. Okay. Now, people that are clairaudient also have an appreciation for music. I definitely have an appreciation for music. And I know y'all saying everything's about you. No, it's really not. Everything is not about me. But I'm just using myself, because like I said, I'm learning about the clairs. And I'm just sharing with you what I've experienced and, a little bit of research that I've done. I'm pretty sure some of y'all out there probably know more about it than I do. But this is what I know at this time. But anyway, it's like when I listen to music, it's like I'm able to, how you hear the words and then you got the beat in the background? It's just like I can like literally blank, like put the words out of my mind and just hear the beat, I know. Don't judge me though. But anyway, the next one is clairsentient. This is clear feeling. It's the ability to sense and feel the energy of those in spirit and of people, places, and things. It is the most common clair. I can believe that. It's like the vibe you get when you walk in a room or you meet someone new, or the vibe you get when you are in possession of an object. It's like, and once again, I know most people have experienced this. Have you ever walked in an establishment and you just get this feeling that come over you? Sometimes it can be a positive feeling and sometimes it can be a negative feeling, But, and it's just like, I'm going to use another one. And it's like, You just get a vibe. That's that energy. That's you tapping into the energy that's around you. Like, it makes you feel some type of way. Like, nah. Wherever you went in, you turned around and you left out because you feel some type of negativity there. Which would also be like when you go through the drive-thru at a restaurant and you can feel the energy from the person over the intercom, and it's just like, oh no, I don't want no burger from here. You know what I'm saying now? Because I can hear the negativity in your voice. You haven't even seen the person. You just hear their voice. But something's telling you like, she must have had a bad day, or she got an attitude, or something you feel. That's clairsentience. So I think most people have felt that. So what I'm saying is this is not far-fetched. Like, you felt these things, you just didn't know. I think a lot of people have felt these things, but they didn't know that it was such a thing, or it had a name. Or maybe they felt like it was weird. Like, why am I, but it's not weird. Like I said, we're all psychic on a certain level. And most people saying, no, they have spiritual gifts. No, we all have spiritual gifts. Look, in God's eyes, we all equal. So God wouldn't give this person with something and not give this person with something. Nah, we're all gifted. We just hadn't tapped into it. We just don't know that we are. Okay? Or we don't know, or we just think it's something that just happens out of the blue. Like, I have a dream and, and it actually happens. This is like, that's not just like, it just happens. Like, that's something big right there. For you to have a dream and then it actually comes into fruition, like, you got to know that's a gift. Yeah. And I think, and even with these gifts, like, we can literally help people with these gifts. We really can. Once we have developed them, because I feel like even when you know you have a gift, it has to be developed. It's a process. I feel that. Okay. People that are clairsentient are highly sensitive to energy. And they have a strong level of empathy for others. That most people that are clairsentient usually make decisions based on not their logical thinking, but their gut. Have you ever heard somebody say, man, my gut is telling me I know what I see. That's your logical mind saying that. But my gut is telling me, no, I need to do this right here. And then you go with your gut. And then your gut end up being like, your gut is like, I feel like your gut is more, what's the word I want to think of? Reliable than your logical thinking. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. The next one is claircognizance. It is receiving messages from spirit out of the blue, where you're just in a quiet space. Let's say you're praying, or you're in meditation, or you're just having a moment alone. And all of a sudden, you get a message out of the blue. I've been in meditation. And when I received the message, I wrote it down. And when I wrote it down, like literally, it wasn't even just a message. It was like a piece that I created. Actually, if you check out my video called Great to Be Grateful, it's a piece that I composed. I did that in meditation. Like literally. It was just given to me. And I just wrote it down. Like as it was coming to me, I just wrote it down on a piece of paper. And voila. But claircognizance is for those that are mentally minded. It's like you know what you know. That you don't second guess yourself. Like whatever it is, your first thought, you go with it. Because I think a lot of times, and me included, like when we're trying to make a decision about something, we'll have that first thought, but then we'll keep thinking, and then the next thing you know, we got a second thought, and then we end up going with the second thought, and then whenever the situation whatever the situation is, we end up saying something to the degree like, I should have went with my first mind. See, because your first mind is usually your best choice. And I don't know why that is. Like, the more we think about something, and then it's like we know something, but then it's just like we doubt ourselves. Like, maybe not, you know. Maybe I should do this right here. And it's just like, and then it ended up like, you should have just went with what you were first thinking. And let's see. Now we have the next one. The next one is clairalience. It is clear smelling. I can resonate with this. It says, it's our ability to smell scents and aromas and odors coming from spirit. It is a way to identify a loved one or provide a message through smell. So it may remind you of a past loved one, or you remember a moment in time. I do this all the time. Okay, example. So I love wax melts. I love smell goods. I love candles, anything that smells good. When I'm in Walmart, I go on the aisle and I smell the wax scents, you know. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that does it. You open them, smell it, close it back up. Nah, it's a yes or no, and put it back, and then you go to the next one. Literally, I opened up a wax melt and I smelled it, and literally, my grandmother came to my mind. It was like when I smelled that wax melt, it was like I was smelling her. But not because she wore a perfume that smelled like the wax melt. It was just, it took me back in my childhood when I used to spend the night with her. It was like, when I smelled it, I was like, I called out her name. Because it was like, and I said, this reminds me of, you know, my grandmother. And it wasn't like a scent that I smelled around the house when I used to spend the night with her. It was just something about the scent that just took me back in a moment of when I used to spend the night with her. It was like took me back to a whole moment, you know. And I've also have smelled aromas that remind me of when I was in kindergarten. And I know it's weird. When I smelled this certain scent, it placed me back when I was in kindergarten and playing with blocks. And I remember so distinctly the blocks. And I remember so distinctly just the whole scenery, you know, of when I was in kindergarten. It's like it put me back. It took me back to a memory, you know, when not that I was thinking about it. It was just the smell did, you know. I know. But anyway, let's see here. And the last one is Claire. I hope I'm saying this right. Clairgustance. This is clear tasting. It's kind of like when, okay, I'm gonna try to explain this as best I can. It's like, have you ever had a taste for something, but you hadn't eaten it yet, but you can taste it in your mouth as though you're already eating it? Like, have you ever heard somebody say it, or you've said it like, I could taste it now, but you ain't tasted it though. But what I'm saying is, but it's like you can taste it as though you are already eating it, like it's already in your mouth, you know. It's like, just say a holiday and your grandmother or your mom has passed on, and in your mind it's like, I could taste mama's pie right now, but you're not actually tasting it because she's passed on. But you get this taste in your mouth as though you're eating it, or you tasting it. And it just makes you think about your mom or your grandma. It brings you, or it takes you to a memory. Like maybe when your mom was alive, when you were younger, and she used to always make that particular pie. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that. It's just like different ways that spirit connects with us. But we don't think about it like that. We just think like, typical. But it ain't typical because we're not typical. Like I told y'all many, many times, we are spiritual beings. And because we are spiritual beings at the core, we can connect with spirits. We connect with each other every day, even though we're in vessels, but we are spirits. Yeah. Experiencing this life in these vessels. But when these vessels are gone, we are spirit. So in saying that, would it really be far-fetched to think that we can't communicate with those that have passed on? Like when you understand that spirits don't die, because spirit is energy. So it don't die. So it ain't really going nowhere. So like when you around the house, and I know I'm about to go deep, but when you're around the house or wherever you are and you like, hey mama, you know what I'm saying? Or something like that, or someone fall off the table and you wonder like, okay, what was that? It's spirit. Spirit. Like I said, spirit can't talk. So it has to communicate in other ways. But we have to be open to it, you see, to receive the messages or receive communication from spirit. We can't think that we're not able to do that. You're a spirit. So you are a spirit and they are spirits. And so we can't communicate with spirits. And that's just a fact. I know this firsthand myself that we can communicate with spirits. But I really think it's a beautiful thing though. Like, I don't think it's something to be afraid of or scared of. That's just like if you were afraid of your own mama or your grandmama. You wouldn't be afraid of your grandma or your mom if they were here in this 3D. So you shouldn't be scared of them when they're in the 5D. Or when I say 5D, I mean in the spirit. Psychic abilities, I mean, if you think about it, this go way back. Where people were saying like, yeah, I'm psychic. I'm psychic. Like, we're all psychic. We just don't know that we're psychic. When certain things happen to us that's out of the ordinary, we just blow it off. We just don't even know how gifted we are. We're so gifted. Like, we're so much more than we could ever imagine. But, yeah, enough of that. But I was just having fun with you guys, but the Claires, I hope that you gain some wisdom outside of me being silly, some enlightenment. And I hope it helps you to look at things a little bit deeper. Like when certain things happen to you, look at it a little bit closer. Maybe you've tapped into your psychic abilities and you just don't know it. Or didn't realize that you had it. Or you just thought it was something weird. Thank you guys so much for listening to me. If you like this video, give it a like, share it, subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to donate or support my channel, the information is down in the description box. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.